Priscilla dreams the answer.
Priscilla cries when she watches game shows.
It's kind of a nightly thing for her.
She comes home from work at the hobby shop, heats up some ramen, puts on her slippers, and by 7, she's watching the Game Show Network and sobbing into a Kleenex.
It's not because of childhood trauma or deep-seated fears about failure, or even because she wants to be on a game show, really.
Though by now, she's pretty good just from osmosis.
Priscilla cries when she watches game shows because the contestants break her heart. To her, there's something lovely about Midwestern housewives and blow-dried men who can't remember the name of a common vegetable known for its bulbous taproot.
Turnip.
The leaves of which are a southern staple.
It's a turnip.
Which was referred to by Pliny the Elder as the most important vegetable of his day.
Come on, you can get it. Say turnip.
And was once used commonly for lanterns on Halloween.
Oh, it's a freaking turnip, you moron!
She sees something sacred in this.
Watching their faces contort, watching them grind their teeth, watching them whisper quiet prayers to the ether, all of these things are meaningful to Priscilla. Standing under stage lights in garish polyester, they epitomize her search for deeper truth.
They make her feel connected.
They make her feel less lonely.
Priscilla looks for truth as well.
She spends most days, since the car crash, asking herself questions, and she thinks mostly wrong.
So seeing all these people search for answers is a religious thing to her. She cries when they're wrong.
But also when they're right.
They can't explain it either way.
At the moment, Priscilla is in heaven because right now, Simon's playing.
Simon has never let Priscilla down. He is a game show regular, skipping from program to program, and Priscilla's never seen him miss a question.
He stays on each show, night by night, as the flawless reigning champion, until the producers finally had enough of him and kick him off the show to make way for stupider people.
He's then welcomed by the next show at the studio.
People like Priscilla follow Simon and tune in to watch him on any show at all.
It's flattering in a way.
Tonight, Simon is on a show called Many Hats, which forces its contestants to put on funny headwear if they answer a question correctly, with each hat zanier than the last.
The idea, Priscilla assumes, is to humiliate the contestants' brains and distract them from answering the questions.
Simon is in his 3rd week on the show and has exhausted the entire supply of hats. Desperate, the producers have put an empty can, provided by their sponsors, on Simon's head. Provided by their sponsors, Pittman's Potted Meats.
They didn't clean it well, so it's still a little meaty.
But Simon soldiers on, and each new question brings the ritual Priscilla.
Because Simon doesn't just answer correctly.
That'd be impressive, but boring.
What makes Priscilla love him is how profoundly unhappy each answer seems to make him. An example.
Our next question is for Simon. What common vegetable, known for its bulbous taproot, was referred to by Pliny the Elder as the most important vegetable of his day?
At first, Simon just looks shocked.
Like the question caught him off guard, or forgot it was his turn.
Turnip.
But then, he starts to move. First, he flexes both his hands.
And his shoulders tense and spread.
His head and eyes roll back, and his mouth begins to open.
But he doesn't answer yet.
Instead, he stretches out, like he's reaching for something.
You can do it. Say turnip.
His shoes bite down for purchase.
And he reaches for something unseen.
Please.
Something far down in the ether.
He just reaches farther and farther.
It's a turnip.
Whenever you're ready, Simon.
And then at the worst moment,
Just when Priscilla starts to cry.
And he's about to come up empty.
Oh, God damn it, Simon. Damn it!
His eyes snap open, his head rolls back, his body releases, and...
Turnip! It's a turnip!
correct! Christ, we gotta find another hat.
Only game shows Simon loses are the ones with buzzers or time limits.
But given the chance, allowed to stretch, Simon always answers right.
And looks miserable about it.
Priscilla doesn't know why, but she's pretty sure she loves it.
That night, like most nights, Priscilla doesn't sleep. She dreams.
Tonight she dreams she's standing in a field of paper flowers, waiting for her mother to get home from work. And in her dream, the sky is open, blue, and blank. And a window floats in, and through it she can see a boat with Simon on it, floating in a choppy sea. And as it races towards her, she leans through the window, but suddenly it's gone. And she's floating in the ocean with the boat coming towards her, and Simon is there, and he's reaching and reaching and reaching out to pull her up, but suddenly it's gone, and she's floating in the water, and the dream becomes a mess of light and dark and sound and question marks.
The dream ends just like every other dream this month, with aliens calling her phone at 3 a.m.
That morning, Priscilla goes to work.
She works at a clerk at Harry's hobby shop, selling games and toys to bored and shiftless children.
The founder of the shop is Harry, a man either senile or mortal, claims to be a veteran of every American war.
He often gets them confused.
You know, this isn't my real hair.
The right one or the left?
Left. A guard dog bit it off outside Berlin. It was my fault, though. I was teasing him. Most dogs just keep to themselves, even the guard dogs. But I was throwing firecrackers for some reason. They replaced it with some skin from my thigh. The ear, not the dog.
I thought they took it from your back.
No, that was from my nose in Indochina. Goddamn Chinese bear took the tip right off. Better than Gettysburg anyway. All down, blown off.
Uh-huh.
Gotta have a hobby. Been around as long as me.
Mm-hmm.
I called again last night.
Who?
The aliens.
Oh, yes, they did.
Priscilla told Harry about the aliens because she wanted to balance all the crazy in store.
How do you know they're aliens if you never pick up the phone?
I just do. It's a dream. They're aliens, and I don't want to talk to them.
Better answers too. I bet they're getting mad. Though it's bound to be expensive you to pick it up, you're probably call and collect.
In truth, Priscilla answered the phone for the first time last night.
She doesn't tell Harry because she's not sure how she feels about it yet.
Priscilla's conversation with the aliens went a little like this exactly.
Hello?
You have collect call from...
Aliens.
Will you accept the charges?
I'm not sure. How much will it be?
Thank you for accepting. Have a lovely night.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Is this Priscilla?
It is. Is this an alien?
It is.
Oh. Do you have a name?
We do, but they're unpronounceable. You may call me Zip. My partner's name is Zop.
We thought you'd find those names amusing.
Are you on separate phones?
We're speaking telepathically.
We thought the phones would make you more comfortable.
You can hang up if you like.
Okay. Are you still there?
Yes.
Yes.
Jesus. Where are you?
Inside your mind. It's nice.
We traveled through the void of space to find you, Priscilla. We're very glad you answered tonight. You've been calling all month long.
I know you have, and I'm very sorry for not answering, but it's always been very early, and I don't know what you want. What do you want?
That is simple. We want you to save the world.
Oh.
May we come up and explain?
I don't think so. No, I'm sorry. I haven't cleaned recently, and the apartment's a mess. I mean, there's Kleenex and socks all over the couch, and also it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm talking to aliens who called me collect.
We would happily reimburse you for the call.
It's not the money, though. It's that for the last month, my phone has rung every night, and it's really been messing with my sleep, and I don't even know if it's real or not, which it probably isn't, but still, and I don't know what you'd want from me anyways. I mean, I don't do anything special or know anything. I'm not all strong or really clever, and I'm always running into things and getting bruises on my shin from my coffee table, and so whenever you need, I'm sure that I can't help you, even if you were real, which you're probably not. I just work at a hobby shop and then come home at night and watch game shows and throw socks on the couch, apparently, and I don't even know how I do that, so I definitely don't know how to help you, so I am sorry.
If you believed we were real, could we speak with you?
I'm sorry?
If you believed we were real, could we come inside?
Yes, but
Very well. Goodbye.
This experience has left Priscilla flustered.
You really should answer the phone, you know. Expensive or not, they're aliens, and they want to talk.
can't imagine why.
Maybe to save the world. Who knows? Gotta go deliver some fake vomit. Be right back.
That night, Priscilla finds herself in an apartment covered in bubble wrap.
It covers every surface and clings to every corner.
Pops underfoot when she walks with a springy sort of dynamite.
It makes the entire room sparkle like the inside of a disco ball.
It makes using the microwave hard, but I guess it's kind of cool.
And in the center of the poppable apartment, Priscilla finds a note.
It's a card, a birthday card, depicting a boat with an ocean. Inside is an inscription.
Thinking of you on your special day.
And below that, 5 handwritten words.
Do you believe us now?
Priscilla has to admit, it's all rather convincing.
If Priscilla's life were a math equation, its answer would be a variable of unknown quantity.
An X, maybe, or a Y.
Maybe a Q?
On the other side of the equal sign would be a jumble of smaller expressions contained in their own set of parentheses.
One hometown divided by 2 houses plus 3 apartments over 27 years.
Catholic grade school, plus public high school, plus math degree, plus philosophy minor, times disillusionment.
0 siblings plus parental units squared.
Divided by car crash.
Plus 3 dogs, childhood plus 1 bird over adulthood minus 1 bird multiplied by sudden unexplained bird counts.
Priscilla often pictures these expressions in her mind, rearranging and reevaluating each separate element and seeing what they yield. But the answer side of the equation remains unknowable, unseeable, staunchly refusing to give up its secrets.
A single X, or Y, or Q, floating graphlessly alone in space.
Later in the evening, after peeling the bubbles from the screen of the TV and unwrapping the remote from the air padded cocoon, Priscilla sits on the couch and goes through her routine.
She's through the early game shows now, like Who'd Like to Get Rich Quick and Jump Through Hoops for Money, and feels thoroughly warmed up.
Priscilla sits and waits for Simon,
who she soon discovers is no longer on TV.
Welcome to this evening's edition of Many Hats, America's haberdasherist game show. Unfortunately, it is our duty to inform you that Mr. Simon Swede, our most successful hatter yet, has had to leave the show unexpectedly and will be replaced this evening by Miss Libby Larroquette from Buxter County, West Virginia.
At first, she thinks he's just changed shows again. He's done it before.
But as Priscilla changes channels, a pit inside her slowly grows.
He's not on Guess That Goose.
He's not on Poor and Stupid.
He's not on Baby Toss, or Laser Quiz, or even Fishy Face.
She sits for 4 more hours the entire time, surfing the whole time.
With each new click she clicks, the likelihood of Simon decreases exponentially. Eventually, it's 0.
As far as TV is concerned, Simon has completely disappeared.
And in an evening full of questions, her only hope for an answer is gone.
And sitting, looking around her plastified apartment,
All bubble wrap aside.
Priscilla suddenly feels less safe.
Hello?
Hello.
Are you in my head right now?
No, we're in your apartment.
On your couch. It's nice.
How did you get in here?
You believe in us now, so we can come and go as we please.
Did you like the car?
It was the cheapest we could find.
It's not even my birthday.
We know.
But there's nothing available to express what needed to be said.
And what's that?
That at this moment, you are the most important person in the galaxy.
If asked to pick a word or a phrase to best describe Priscilla, the 5 people who know her most intimately would likely say,
She's quiet.
She's reserved.
she's a little dreamy.
Timid. Very timid.
I'm sorry, who are we talking about again?
It is for this reason, and probably many others, that Priscilla has never been called important. For such a momentous moment, only one answer can suffice.
I think you have the wrong person.
We have done our research. We're incredibly thorough with that the entire fate of both your world and ours rests squarely on your shoulders.
That's why we bought all this padding. We have to keep you safe.
There's nothing important about me, though, so why would you need me?
All will be made clear. Observe.
What is she?
She's preparing
For what?
a demonstration.
What demonstration?
Billions of eons ago, your planet was formed from the molten magma of...
Oh, please skip to the end.
It's establishing details, and...
It's very long and loud, though, and the sounds are incredibly jarring. You can get the gist from it from the end.
As long as I can get the gist, I mean...
You can. Skip forward.
But there's a very impressive light display, and...
Skip forward.
Fine. Thus, your world and ours are joined by a deep and meaningful psychic bond
Where is your world exactly?
that was covered in the previous sections.
Yes, but we skipped them and...
Would you like to return to the previous sections?
No.
No, I'm just curious about,
I told you we should have started from the beginning.
And I told you that.
She may not have found it so boring, it's just that you've heard it before, and...
We'll give her a summary later, but
Please, it's okay. I'll catch up later, but for now, can we just...
Because of their psychic bonds, our 2 planets are intrinsically tied to each other. So if one planet to falter, the other would surely fail as well. And now your world faces ultimate peril, as covered earlier in the presentation. And due to the many aforementioned pieces, you, Priscilla, are only hope to stave off mutual destruction. End of film.
I told you she would get the gist from it.
I don't think I did. Earth is in peril?
Mortal peril.
But why?
Your world has too many questions.
Too many questions?
Like that one. But it's okay. It's not your fault.
An answer must be found, and soon.
But I don't know how to fix that.
Knowledge is not important. Empathy is important.
You hold the emotional renaissance of 1,000 other humans. We have seen you cry at the television.
We have seen you weep over dead birds.
We've heard you sobbing along in the shower to particularly forlorn songs.
You have what we need, Priscilla, the ability to experience the pain of the world on the deepest, most pure of all levels, and tell us what must be done to fix it.
You must guide us, Priscilla, to the answer.
And if I don't, everyone dies?
Life, as you know it, will cease.
You must help us, Priscilla, and tell us what to do.
Priscilla rapidly think of something, anything to say. For the moment, all that fills her head are apologies to give. Apologies for failing. Apologies for being wrong. Apologies for making come all this way through space when obviously she can't possibly save them.
And just when she's about to say it, that she's sorry for everything, but no, she can't help anyone, a glimmer of something appears back in her brain.
In the equation,
So small that she barely knows it's there, but reaches anyway.
and red, she can almost feel it.
And has begun to run it through her fingers. She can get it, and
Of course, brilliant.
What?
Why didn't I think of that?
I didn't say anything, though.
But you have given us a smart.
Very good one, too.
How? I didn't even have it. I just...
We must prepare the next step.
You have been ever so helpful.
But
We'll be in touch.
Toodaloo.
Priscilla stands alone in all the babbles, wondering just what exactly she's done.
That night, like most nights, Priscilla doesn't sleep. She dreams.
She dreams she's in the city, in the center, and it looks like a McDonald's, but she knows it's really not. And the buildings are all around her, above the shake machines and deep fryers and tables, towering up so high it hurts her head to look. And every window is a question. She can feel them all around. Every window has a glowing, throbbing hum of questions and numbers and symbols, and as she looks, she can hear them, only it all just sounds like water rushing down from high. And as she looks up, and she keeps on looking up, but every time she does, the buildings just keep getting taller, and so she has to look up even higher and to bend back even farther until now she's on her back. And all the ground is made of marbles, and she's sinking now. But someone is coming, and she can't quite make out who he is. But he's running, and he's wearing all bright colors, and he's reaching up, and he reaches up from the marbles, and then Simon!
Priscilla looks around her dark apartment, knows that she's alone. Of course, she doesn't notice the two aliens that watch her the whole time and take down copious notes.
The next day, Harry tells her he's dying.
The same way he has every Tuesday ever since she's worked for him. It's my liver this week. I had to get a new one back in the Franco-Prussian War. Goddamn bayonet ripped mine right out. I thought I was goner, but the medic ripped mine right out. He filled up my kit bag with sawdust and popped it in there and sewed it on top, and that was that. Still a filler, you see. Maybe not as good, but it gets the job done. You can't drink as hard as I used to. That medic was a goddamn genius.
So what's wrong with it now?
Termites again. Always happens in December. I'll get it straightened out. But in the meantime, I am dying.
That's so awful.
Don't joke. I mean it.
I mean it. I'm not joking. Does it hurt?
Of course it hurts. I got termites in me.
Is there anything I can do to help? Get you a smoothie or something?
No, just gotta go to the hardware store and buy some spray. Doesn't taste too bad if you drink it with some milk.
Well, I could pick it up for you if you wanted on my lunch break.
You're always so nice, sure, but only in that cute little way you get when you're pretending I make sense. This is different. You need something from me.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do, and I'll give it to you if I can.
Are you sure?
Of course I am. I like you. You let me talk.
I need to find someone.
Anyone I know?
No, he's not I don't think so, but I thought you'd know how to start looking.
Well, I can try. I got some CIA buddies left over from the Bay of... Got anything to go on?
Just his name.
We'll need more hair samples, maybe, or tooth. Anything with DNA.
Excuse me?
Your child.
Is there a Priscilla working here?
Oh my god.
Go away. We're closed.
I'm sorry?
We're on our lunch break, so
There's not a sign on the...
can't you see we're in a meeting?
But the door was just open.
Come on, man. Just
Okay,
No! I mean, yes, I am Priscilla. Can I help you?
Can I come back? I can come back later if you're...
No, we were just finished.
we were having a meeting, though.
Harry, please, it's all right.
What the hell's that look for?
What can I do for you?
I found this on the street outside. It was addressed to you at this store, so I thought maybe a mailman dropped it.
Simon hands Priscilla an envelope
Inside of which is a card,
that reads, "Congratulations on your bat mitzvah.
and underneath 6 words,
We think that this might help."
XOXO aliens.
Mazel tov, I guess. It's a pretty big accomplishment.
Oh, thank you.
So you sell hobbies, huh?
Hobbies? Oh, yes, we do. You know, nothing special, just board games and question books and stuff.
That's cool. I could use a hobby, really. I've got some free time coming up.
How come?
Oh, it's dumb. I used to be on TV sometimes, occasionally. Just some game shows, though. It was dumb, but...
They're not dumb. I love them.
You do?
I mean, I watch them sometimes, you know, during dinner. Maybe I've seen you sometime.
Well, even if you have, you won't anymore, so...
Why the hell not?
I quit. I decided it was time to move on. Find some new stuff I can do.
That's so sad.
It's not that bad. It wasn't making me happy, so... And sometimes I got really annoying, especially some of the people who watched. Some were, like, really obsessive and followed me from show to show, and it made me kind of uncomfortable.
Right.
So I could probably use a hobby. Any suggestions? Crossword, maybe?
Oh, you're way too smart for that.
I'm sorry?
I imagine you're way too smart with all the game shows and all, and you probably got a bunch of brain teasers on TV.
My brain got teased a lot.
You should probably try something different and let it build self-esteem.
That's a very good point.
Here, these are pretty popular.
A magic set? Like for kids?
No, they're more grown-up ones. There's no wand or anything. It's card tricks and sleight of hand. It's a lot of fun at parties, I suspect.
Did you ever try any out?
Oh, I work here, so I dabble a bit.
Priscilla has never done a magic trick in her life.
Well, if it comes highly recommended, then sure, worth a shot.
That's great. Okay.
Priscilla begins to ring up Simon's purchase, but realizes that doing so will end the customer-provided relationship and leave them where they started, as 2 strangers.
And then Simon will leave and Priscilla will be in the dark with not even a tooth or hair sample to guide her.
She begins to plot ways to keep him there. Lost change, faulty products, staged bank robbery, but before she can fully formulate a scheme.
Here's your receipt.
Well, I guess that's it. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Enjoy.
I will.
And he's gone.
All is lost.
Totally hopeless.
Until...
Excuse me, young man. You forgot to let us wrap that for you.
I'm sorry?
Don't want to get him broken on the way.
It's just some card stuff, though, right?
Nonsense. Bring it here.
Is that bubble wrap?
Can never be too careful.
Well, if you think it's for the best.
You like bubble wrap. I take it.
I think bubble wrap is probably pretty much my favorite thing in the world.
Priscilla sees the faintest of openings hovering over her head and maybe across the dark cliff.
And she takes the first risk of her life.
And she jumps.
Hey, do you want to do something cool?
Sure. Okay.
Okay, that's great. Okay.
In the equation of Priscilla, the relationship expression is a jumble of variables, exponents, imaginary numbers, and square roots, all divided by 0.
It's the densest, most imposing part of the formula, and she mostly just ignores it.
But going home after work and waiting for Simon to arrive, she can't help but open the parenthetical and try to solve for x a few times. She tells herself she's only in it to save the world, but her mind keeps traveling to math, even with aliens keeping close watch. We're excited to meet Simon.
He can surely help us now.
Actually, I think it would be better if you didn't. Not just yet.
What do you mean?
Time is of essence.
I know, but I need to make sure first that he can help us.
He responded to the card. I'm convinced.
Me too.
I know, but you haven't been here long on Earth, and I have, and sometimes people aren't what they first seem like, so I think it's best for us if I talk to him first and you all go for a walk or something.
But it's cold out.
Can you two even get cold?
But still, on principle.
Please, I promise, just for tonight, just while I make sure he's okay.
Very well, if you think it's best.
I do.
When we return, I'll give him the demonstration.
No, you won't.
Later, after Simon has come over and Priscilla finds herself sitting on her couch, popping bubble wrap, the aliens' world are completely forgotten, and the equation has somewhat taken over.
Not that she really minds that much.
And you just did this on a whim?
Well, I'm sort of clumsy, so it serves a purpose too.
It's such a good idea. It's like a disco ball.
That's just what I thought too. So, do you like the magic set?
Hmm? Oh, yes. I wasn't really doing anything this afternoon, so I broke it out a bit. I've only on one so far. Would you like to see?
Sure, okay.
Ta-da!
That's so great. How does it work?
Oh, I thought you'd know from all your practicing.
I didn't get to that one yet. So what's the secret?
I can't just tell you, can I? It ruins all the fun.
Oh, come on.
Nah, it's magic, see? One more mystery in life.
That list is too long already.
That's not a bad thing, really.
It is, if there aren't any answers. Ever. For anything.
There's always an answer.
Really? Yeah?
Yeah.
That's nice to know. When did you know you were smart?
Oh, I'm not.
But the game shows, though.
Those are just a fluke. I'm not smart, really. I just got the answers. I was always doing it when I was a kid. Like if my mom was asking my dad something and I overheard, I'll always answer before he did. Things like the answer to the crossword, or the quickest way to the store, or what he wanted for Christmas, or when was the last time he'd been on a date, or where he'd been all night. I'd always answer first, and I was right pretty much always. But I guess eventually she got sick of it, and so she signed me up for a kids game show. It was called Know It All. She drove me down to the station and dropped me off, and I went in and I won. I got all the answers right. I got invited back, and I just kept on going every show as much as my mom would take me.
Did you like it?
Well, some things I liked. Being at the studio when it was quiet and the cameras are just sitting there and the lights are hanging up above and just thinking about stuff. That was nice. It wasn't all that great. I mean, you don't have time for friends or anything. I've never had that many, but I like the quiet times, and I just kept on being right, so I kept going.
How?
Hmm?
How did you keep on being right? How do you know all the answers?
Oh, I don't. I'm just good at getting them. This is going to sound so stupid. It's like you ask me a question, any question, and as soon as you ask it, I can feel that there's an answer somewhere down below, somewhere in the ground, under my feet, and it's like it's all falling together. All the answers, and all I have to do is reach down far enough to get it. I just have to focus, put my mind in the stream, and the answer comes out like just like that. And I have it, but I never really knew it, you know? I just pulled it out of the stream. It's exciting in a way, I guess, but it probably doesn't make sense.
So why do you look so sad?
I thought you'd never seen me on TV.
I guess I might have seen you once or twice. I sort of lied before. I'm sorry. I just didn't want you to think I was crazy.
It's okay, I don't. I came here because I knew it'd be okay. And, the obvious. Sometimes it hurts so. The answer, pulling them out, it just hurts. It's like you're putting your hand into something that's cold, and the coldness shots up through your arm, and it's so cold, it feels hot. It's like boiling all the way through your body until you're on fire or you freeze. But even though it hurts, you don't want to pull away because it somehow just feels right. The game show questions mostly aren't that bad, just trivia, really, skimming along the surface, turnip or, whatever. But the deeper down you go, the more it starts to hurt. The tougher ones, the hardest ones, they always hurt the most.
Why does it feel like that?
One more mystery in life. Ta-da!
Priscilla feels she's on the verge of something. Far back in the corner, a new variable has emerged. An expression, parenthetical, growing, adding, exponentially increasing, just on the edge of the curve. You can feel it just beyond, which makes it all the more frustrating when the aliens show up and pretty much ruin everything.
We're correct. He's perfect.
Better than we could have ever hoped.
Who are you? Who are they?
They are, it's complicated. They are,
You must come with us now, please.
What?
We should have brought a greeting card.
You should have spent all your money on Twizzlers.
Everybody stop! Simon, this is Zip and Zop. They are aliens.
Hello.
They're aliens?
We are the reason you're here.
We've been manipulating you ever since Priscilla told us of your greatness.
Priscilla, how have you been manipulating me?
Our means are subtle and varied.
It was not her bat mitzvah at all. Can you come with us now, please?
Priscilla, what is going on?
They need us. Simon, I told them to wait at first, but now they need us. The two of us to,
Correction. We need one of him.
I'm sorry?
Your work is done here. You may go.
You set me up for this.
No!
She absolutely did, and we thank her.
It wasn't like that, though. I thought you could help them, so I mentioned you, and...
And told them that they should kidnap me?
No! I wanted you to meet, but then they needed an answer to their question, and...
What question?
The question of what is wrong with the world. It needs an answer, which you shall provide.
Simon, I'm sorry. I just thought that you could help.
Of course I would, because I'm just the guy on the show, right? Were you even listening to me? Answers hurt, big answers hurt more, and something like that. I can't even imagine. I would have done it if you'd asked before I found all this out. But now jeez, I decided to try meeting people just one time, and then I thought we could be friends.
We still can, though. After this is all done, we can...
Sure, after this is over, I have to go away for a while. I don't know just what's happening, but I have to go right now. Thank you very much for the bubble wrap. I hope you have a good evening. It was very nice meeting you, both of you.
I told you we should have gone around the block again.
Nevertheless, we will find a way, with Priscilla's help too.
Actually, if you don't mind, I'd rather be alone right now.
But Priscilla, our time is almost up. Life as you know it will cease. Unless
There's nothing more we can do right now. I'm no good to you tonight. Just please, I need to have some time.
Very well. If you need us, we will be across the street.
At Denny's.
Good night.
That night, Priscilla doesn't sleep or dream. She cries.
And that morning, she goes to work.
So they didn't have the usual spray, but they had some stuff that's similar. Not sure how it's reacting, to tell the truth, but won't know for sure till later. If it doesn't work, I can always just take the sawdust out and fill it with gravel. Hey, you doing okay?
I'm fine, just tired is all.
How'd things go last night?
What things?
You know, that fella. Did you show him whatever it is you wanted? And was he the one you had to find? Because, man, if he was, that would just take... Hey, now, hold on. I say.
It's not you, it's nothing, really.
You gotta stop crying now, girl. For business. Nobody wants a hobby if the shopkeeper's crying. Yeah. Priscilla, I'm cheer up now. I need you.
Who?
That's not important now. Oh, you know who. They need you to help them.
How do you know what they need?
That's not important now. What's important is that you do it.
I don't understand.
Isn't that the problem? Nobody understands. Let's find out why. With him.
They don't need me, though. They told me.
Of course they do. They need you. Whether you know it or not. And if you don't go help him.
He won't help. He says it hurts.
He says it hurts? Of course it hurts. It's the truth. Just look at me now. Got an ear made from my thigh. Got a liver full of termites. The tip of my nose is my back. My back was replaced with rubber. My kidneys, oven timers. I've lost every finger I have on this arm. Each one in a separate war. Revolutionary Civil War. Vietnam, 1812, World War I. And it doesn't even matter, because the whole damn arm got ripped off by a sailing cable on the Mayflower. My foot is a rock the doctor glued to my ankle. My head's covered with brown moss. My eyes are just marbles I found lying on the street. You want to know what it feels like to get shot? Like getting hit really hard with a baseball bat. Want to know what it feels like to get stabbed? Like getting hit really hard with a baseball bat. Pain is pain. It happens. But it has to. There's not a damn thing left on me that was there when I started out. But does that make me a different person? Of course not. Every mark I got is the truth. And yeah, it hurt. But that's what made me me. So you tell me now. Are you gonna brave the pain? Or are you just gonna sit here and mope? Stock up on magic that you don't need every day for the rest of your life.
I don't even know where to find him.
Of course you do. You just have to feel for it. And you'll know.
So Priscilla closes her eyes and thinks.
And feels.
And knows.
And it goes.
She goes to where she'll know he'll be.
Following a tug she barely feels, she makes her way through the streets of the city until she stands at the gates of the TV station, closed down for the night.
In a hazy blur of movement, she moves through the gates across the empty lots, at last into a vacant studio.
And she sees him.
Sitting by himself in the middle of an empty stage, the powered up cameras in a circle around him, under the pale white glow of a ghost light. You hide the camera behind your hand.
What?
Card. You pinch the card between your fingers and it bends, and then you flip it forward and it's there. Ta-da! I thought it would help me think to come here. The janitor let me in.
Simon, I came here to tell you that
I don't even know anything about you.
you don't. I know. I know you don't.
Then why did you come here?
Because I'd like you to... Okay. There was something that happened last month to me, or not to me, to my father, but it happened. This thing, there was a car, and I was driving him, and there was... I couldn't fix it. And everyone said it was an accident. They all called it an accident. But if there's an accident, then no one did it. There's no blame, no fault. And I've been thinking since it happened, and my mom has been calling and calling all month long, all night, and I don't know what to say. I don't know what to tell her. There's nothing that I can say, but you always have one. I see you, and you're up there, and you get it. And so I thought that maybe you could do this, and then maybe... I need to know if there's an answer.
There always is.
Then can you show me, please?
For you, not for them. Just for you.
I think so, yes.
Okay, so give me the whole shebang.
Priscilla tells Simon completely and in detail exactly what little she knows.
Eventually, Zip and Zop appear, and they fill in all the blanks.
Though without the aid of film strip.
Through it all, Simon sits and listens, his eyes examining the laces of his left shoe, barely nodding, barely breathing, just absorbing and considering his options until it's over and they are done, and all has been said, and all that has been said, and then...
Let's do it. Ask away.
And so they do.
They ask him.
Something.
Everything.
It all.
They ask why things happen.
What they mean.
And how to stop them.
How to fix them.
How to try.
They ask him about pain.
And truth.
And math.
And crashes. About life.
They ask him about why our planet is so lonely, and how to keep it spinning, and what will be left when it stops.
They ask
him.
Everything.
And
At first.
And when they leave, he nods slightly and stands up and begins the ritual Priscilla knows so well.
At first, he just looks shocked.
Like the questions caught him off guard, or he forgot it.
But then, he starts to move. First, he flexes both his hands.
And his shoulders tense and
His head and eyes roll back, and his mouth begins to open.
But he doesn't answer yet.
instead he stretches out, like he's reaching for something.
And the air begins to quake.
His shoes bite down for purchase.
And he reaches for something unseen.
And the light begins to bend.
Something far down in the ether.
He just reaches farther and farther.
And the heat in the room builds up.
And suddenly, unexpectedly, the air around him shimmers.
And she can feel the presence of something.
A stream.
A river.
And it builds and flows around her, and it makes an awful noise.
And as the cacophony grows louder, and she thinks she'll be swallowed up.
Just at the moment, all seems lost.
Something moves
And shakes.
and changes.
And he opens up his eyes.
And she suddenly feels that she's dreaming. She dreams that she's in the city again, and all the things she doesn't know surround her. They slowly move around her, but they don't threaten anymore. Instead, they dance. There's no menace to the movement, and when she looks at the windows, she still can't see the answers. But they give off a warm light. In between all the buildings is an ocean, and on its surface there are boats that hold the people that surround her. There are Simon and Harry and Zip and Zop and her parents and her math professor and her poor dead bird, and they're floating on the ocean that rolls between the buildings that hold everything she doesn't know up. And everything she doesn't know, but the tide is coming in. And everything is wet, and so she wants to climb up the buildings. She's slipping and sliding and falling and pitching back into the water. And it keeps on rising higher, and she can't see anything now. And the water, and she's worried, and she's scared, she's frightened, she's drowning in an ocean full of truth that doesn't help. And suddenly she's back inside the room, and Simon is there in front of her, with the air full of sparks around him. She doesn't want it anymore. She just needs it to stop right this second. She doesn't want it anymore, and she just needs it to stop! Simon, stop, please. It's okay. Stop.
And the aliens are puzzled.
And move in to try to stop her.
But she ignores them all.
I don't care. It's all right. Just please stop.
And she's running, now towards Simon.
Towards the center, and all she doesn't know.
And in a hurricane of wind that shakes the rafters of the building, she fights her way into the middle. She pulls him from the flow.
And a tremendous noise rings out.
And something sacred breaks apart.
And tears,
And the aliens are swept through the roof.
flying further, ever so distant.
And with a terrible sound beyond measure, she feels as something folds.
Like a seatbelt.
Like an equal sign.
Like a magic trick.
Like a hand inside a glove, and it's gone.
And they're gone.
And she's there.
And her life.
As she knows it.
Has ceased. And then it's over.
And then there's Sue.
Inside a studio.
With no one else.
And it's okay, I think.
I missed it, didn't I? Sort of a boxcar. It's alright.
So there wasn't any bottom.
I know.
It just kept getting deeper, and it just kept reaching further, and it burned Priscilla.
Yes?
Priscilla, I realize I don't know. I do not know the answer.
And that's okay. I think.
But isn't that the end of all of this? Isn't everything around us going to die?
Of course it is. Sometime, same as it ever was. And now you know the truth. Gotta go ship some whoopee cushions. See you at work tomorrow.
Priscilla,
Shh. It's gonna be okay.
but you don't know.
Not for sure, I don't, but I guess. I don't know. It might be. Come on, let's go.
They get up off the floor, and they leave the empty lot.
Then move to the silent streets, each alley a new secret.
They look to the stars, and they wonder which bright point holds what.
They cross each street with caution, looking left, then right.
Breathing.
They pass by Harriet's shop, now dark against the night.
And wave as they go by and make their way back home.
To her apartment, still wrapped in all its plastic.
They sit down on the couch and watch late-night TV, and neither cares what's on.
And then, that night, next to her quiet, newfound friend,
Priscilla doesn't dream.
She sleeps.
End of play.
I was a little girl alone in my little world who dreamed of a little home for me. I played pretend between the trees and fed my house gas sparking leaves and laughed in my pretty bed of green. I had a dream that I could fly from the highest swing. I had a dream. Long walks in the dark through woods grown behind the park. I asked God who I'm supposed to be. The stars smiled down at me. God answered in silent reverie. I said a prayer and fell asleep. I had a dream that I could fly from the highest tree. I had a dream. Now I'm old and feeling gray. I don't know what's left to say about this life I'm willing to leave.